I'm like Saddam, keeping my eye on Clinton, watching each move he makes. Cause every slither he takes sorta reminds me of ivy and poisonous snakes. I feel the pressure, even though his foot ain't.
Good evening and welcome to the Final Call News Hour. I'm your host, Herman Muhammad. The Final Call News Hour is the partner of the Final Call newspaper and the Final Call online edition that you can visit at www.finalcall.com. The Final Call newspaper is the most widely circulated black-owned and operated publication not only in this country but in the world. It also serves as the communications organ for the Nation of Islam. The Ministry of Information, which produces the Final Call News Hour, is headed by Brother Corey 2X and was born from the Millions More movement, which was launched in October of 2005 to ensure a future for all of our people. The overall mission of the Final Call News Hour is to provide an alternative source of news and commentary to our viewers. This is needed because although it is said we live in a free society with freedom of press, all of America's major media, both print and electronic, are owned by 5 major corporations, which we believe amounts to a monopoly on media. So programs like the Final Call News Hour are vitally important. Now, this evening, we're going to come out of volume 27, number 44, which reads, Hip Hop, the voice of the youth. Artists say there is more to hip hop than violence and bling bling. Now we have a very, very powerful edition of the Final Call News Hour this evening, and it's really an honor for me to sit with these young brothers because this issue covers hip hop. So we brought together some of our local hip hop artists who belong to G5, aka the Box Boys. To my far right, we have Brother AP. Brother, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. And to my immediate right, we have Brother Rocky, Code MC. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thanks for having me.
And in the background, we got Miracle Child, and we have Little Bill, all part of G5. They're going to give you guys a MySpace and all that to get into, but before we get into the meat of the articles, brothers, I just would like for you to tell our viewers a little bit about yourself. We'll start with you, Brother AP.
I'm a local artist here. I grew up basically in the Montbello area. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually originally from Peoria, Illinois. Okay. I've been doing music for about 1.5 years, 2 years. On a serious note, I've been into music my whole life.
Yes, sir.
Met these dudes about 1 year ago. You know, started to get into it. Figured it was something else I was good at, so.
Yes, sir.
Here we are.
Rocky?
Yeah, I'm a local artist too. I'm 19. I've been probably doing this for about, no lie, like 10 years. But I really just got serious because people have been telling me like I was good enough to make it. So I probably got serious in the last 5 years probably.
All right,
yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Now the first piece we're going to deal with comes out of, it appears on page 3 of this edition of the Final Call newspaper. And it reads, Hip Hop, the voice of youth and social activism. And it's written by the assistant editor of the Final Call, Brother Herman Muhammad, a brilliant brother, brilliant writer. And I'm going to just read something and we'll jump right into it. It starts out, when hip hop began in the South Bronx, it was the voice of the voiceless. Hip hop artists spoke to the despair and pain of urban youth and the poor who were often without a voice. The rappers themselves were products of that reality, and it was conveyed through their lyrics. Now, first off, before I ask this question, let me just ask you brothers, like what, I know Rocky said that he's been doing it since he was young, but what really inspired you to get serious? What was it about hip-hop that made you really decide this is what you wanted to do?
Tell you the truth, when I was little, I was like basketball and art. I was like an artist. All I did was draw. And then I remember one day I went to one of my uncle's talent shows. Mm-hmm. And it was like just seeing how he controlled the crowd, seeing how a lot of people reacted to him, because I never even knew he rapped before that. So that was like, and I was seeing like how he felt about it, and I was like, I mean, I could take this thing and run with it, you know, because I got a voice too. I want people to hear me because I think I got one of the best stories anybody could ever hear. Mm-hmm. So that's really what motivated
AP,
me.
what about you?
Well, honestly, I've always loved music. And once I figured that I was good at, you know, this aspect of music, I figured it was something I would run with also. And people have always told me my whole life that I was an influential person. And I mean, as much as people may deny it nowadays, music definitely influences the way a lot of people live. So, I mean, I would like to influence those around me to want to have fun, to want to do some of the stuff I say in some of the music I make. I don't want you to do everything I do, but I mean, it's just another way to speak out, you know what I mean, and influence other people to do what they want to do what they love to do, because music is definitely something I love to do.
Yes, sir. Now, I would imagine that, you know, both of you being, and really all four of you being hip-hop artists, that you're hip-hop fans, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, asking that, this article starts out talking about how hip-hop is really a voice for the voiceless. It spoke to the despair and the pain of urban youth and the poor. Do you think that hip-hop is still that voice for urban youth and the poor?
Nah, I don't really feel like, I feel like a lot of people are just doing it to do it, you know? Because before it was just people doing it because they was really motivated, they really loved the aspect of hip-hop. Now it seems like an easy way out. People's like, oh, if I get a hit song, I'm gonna get rich. You know, so it's not really a lot of conscious rap going on now. It's just whatever I want to say, I'm gonna say it on the track. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, I'm gonna keep going till I get my hit and I get my $1 million house and this and that. It's not really all about that.
Yes, sir. AP, same question.
Yeah, I kind of agree with what Rockie's saying here. It's like people, they want to do the music so they can get what comes after, you know what I'm saying, throwing out a hit song or you know, being in this video, being in that video, making all this money. When, I mean, that's the reason that a lot of people are in the music industry nowadays. That's why people are saying like hip hop is dead, because it's a lot of artists here now that ain't living what they saying. You know what I'm saying? They're not living that pain that they expressing on the songs. They only saying that they live in that pain because they think people out there gonna like it. You know what I'm saying? And some of the rappers that are out right now, you know what I'm saying, they have actually lived that. And now they speaking on it, and now the youth, they don't know what to believe, because so many people out here faking. You know what I'm saying? That when somebody come along and spit and be real about it, they think it's just okay now. It's like, hell, everybody can say it now, you know what I'm saying? As long as it's gonna give me $1.
Right. So, all right, so what you're saying is, I mean, if we're really talking about the essence of hip-hop, then if it's not, because they're saying this is how this thing began, as a voice for the voiceless, spoke to the despair and the pain of urban youth and the poor who are often without a voice. If it's not that now, is it truly hip-hop? My question is really, is there a difference between what the money man is marketing as rap and what is the true essence of hip hop?
I think hip hop is still alive, but those who really live hip hop should be considered as an endangered species. It's like, that's how it is in the game nowadays, is because you see it in the videos now. It's like everybody's in it just to be flashy. Everybody want to talk about this car and that car. Everybody want to snap. Everybody want to dance, and that's cool for the club. Everybody got to have fun, but then again, there's a time to be real. And there's only a select few people in the game that are still being real. They be true to themselves. Like artists like Nas, he be true to himself. He been the same dude since he came out, and you can't do nothing but respect him for that. You know what I'm saying? But now these new artists come along, and it's a whole new,
right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm a new artist, right. You know, so I already know, like, people are gonna come at us like, oh, they just some young boys. They heads is all messed up about what hip hop is, and you know what I'm saying, what this is and what that is. But really, I mean, I done listen to so much, and I just sit back and watch. And I mean, that breed of fake it ain't existing around.
Right.
Here. It's like we a product of what the real hip hop was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we might have a couple of songs, you know what I'm saying, snap here, dance here, but we just having fun like teenagers do.
True indeed. Rocky, same question. Is there a difference